How are you? It's been a while. I think almost 2 months since I did a full... Sorry, I'm looking for somewhere to put my cup before I spill. It's been almost 2 months, I think, since I last made a video. And I've got a gazillion... I'm surrounded, as you can see. Anyway, hi, how are you? I hope you guys are doing well. This is Laurel with the Dabbling Hook. Welcome. It is Friday the 17th of September. It is cool. It's cool out. Why I'm drinking tea? Well, I'm always drinking tea, but extra big cup of tea. My second. It is overcast, gray, very fall-like looking. Leaves are changing. The leaves are changing. I know a lot of people are happy with this weather situation. What time is it? Oh, it's 3 o'clock, and Minion 2 will probably come in pretty soon from school. So I took a late lunch, and I'm recording because I was going blurry-eyed looking at data for work, so I figured I might as well take a late lunch and do that. So here we are. I hope you guys are doing well. Welcome. I feel like saying welcome back, but I know it's been a while. Welcome to any new subscribers, and to anyone returning, thanks for stopping by. Thanks for coming back. I'm wearing another wearable. Yeah, I think for the rest of the year, it's just going to be a jumble of a video, if there is a video at any kind of interval at all. And hopefully I don't knock over the, or bump the tripod, because it's right in front of me with legs sticking out. So I'm going to try to look at the lens. What are we going to talk about? Life has been busy, work, and just life in general, as usual. So here we are. I'm going to try to jump right in just to get this done, because I won't be able to edit it till way after work. So I try to take notes. I've been working on stuff while I've been trying to keep busy, because insomnia is kicking my asterisk. So I work late into the night, or early morning I should say. So it's been a struggle. But I have a few faux in no particular order whatsoever. I will start with what I'm wearing, and if you follow me on Instagram or my Facebook page, by the way, I do have a Facebook group. I resisted setting one up, but I'm not very active in my regular Facebook page. It was more for family. Oh, and here comes Minion 2. But I do have a few yarny people that I friended, but if you want to see what's going on, come on over to the Facebook group. They are 3 very easy questions. I just want to know that you are who you are, and you're in the sphere, the yarny sphere. So I've had to decline a couple because none of the questions were answered. So you can pass by, you won't be seen, maybe just your leg. Anyway, yeah, he's back to school physically. He is one of the kids who would rather stay home and doing schooling, so staying home didn't hurt him at all. On a roll the whole year home, so he's good. And Minion 1 has started college. Oh my god, you see the grays, which is why the hair looks like that, because I just can't be bothered anymore. So when it gets really bad, I will color it, but yeah, whatever. Where was I? Wow, brain cells. I already forgot what I was talking about. If I remember, I will pick back up. But I'm wearing a finished wearable. This is the Plain Jane Tee by On Hook Crochet Genie. I've had the pattern for months, and yeah, I meant to start it, I didn't, and since I was kind of on a roll with the wearables, I decided to give it a try. And it is, I added quite a bit of positive ease, more than what did I say? I overestimated my girth. Yeah, so I added way too much. If I were to do it again, I would definitely come in a bit. I do like my clothes loose, but not, this is very loose, but I have worn it a few times, and when sideways it makes me look preggo. No, that's not the case, that's just food. But it does hang quite a bit poncho like, but I'm quite pleased with it because it's another wearable that I've actually finished, and it didn't take me that long too. I don't remember how long, but it didn't take me that long to do it. Only because I work at it, you know, during my insomnia hours, so at a certain point you can't focus anymore. But it is all Mandala ombre, one of my favorite yarns right now. I love the colorways, I love the feel of it. Yeah, so I use scraps. Down here I think was leftover, this is Cool, C-O-O-L. So I did the back and front at the same time, so I can try to use as equal amounts of yarn on the back and front, because it's an ombre yarn. Is it an ombre or gradient? I get those two confused, but you know, the colors change in different ways. So you had some of this here, but it changed to this color back here. You can see there's lighter bits and dark in the Cool. This is Serene, and it was a full skein that I used for back and front. And then there were some bits from other projects that I used. This is, I think I divided this for the Cool, but anyway, yeah, I like it. There's more of that on the back. So there were a couple other bits from, like, right here. This is a dark, like, what is it, aubergine it's called. I kind of like it. It's a plummy purple color, and then like a pinky, like a dusky pink. That was from, I forget what skein, what cake, but anyway, that is it. It's done. It's very comfortable, even though it's a little big, but yeah, I'm done, and I love it. I love the mishmash of colors. I think if I were to do it again in a solid color, I'd want something in the gold folly, you know, that color that I love. That, yeah, like the inside of my cup is more like a butter yellow, but something more folly, intense color. Anyway, so yeah, that's done. And I may just try to wing something next time, like I did with the cardigan, and kind of make it up as I go along, but who knows. That's like dreaming for me right now, time wise. So anyway, next, one of the more recent things I just finished was I think it was last year I got inspired. I think it started around Thanksgiving or so. I was actually at my parents' house, and I just decided to wing an octo, and then it just kind of spun into like doing one for like the season. And if you got a holiday card from me last year, I think, then I had 3 of the Christmassy theme ones that I'd done. No, I did not write them down. I just, at the moment, I just did them, and I didn't think to, and I wasn't in a place to write them down, and blah blah blah. So, but for this one, I just did, since the weather's changing, and it's usually around when we go apple picking, and I don't know if we'll be able to do it this year, but I did an apple octo with the stem and the leaf. So yep, I frogged a project, and I don't remember what it was. It was for a crochet along that I was doing like 2 years ago, and I never finished it. So there was this like really rough gold yarn that I took apart, and took some of the, what do you call it, the strands apart to use for the eyes. I also had it for the mouth, but I didn't like it, so I just ended up doing the mouth in black. So that's the autumn apple octo. I also did an octo, and if I find if I did a picture or if I find a little clip, I will put it in. I did an orange octo, and because of all the wind spinner craze that's been going around, I used some this one hanging there that's embroidery thread, and I don't remember what I used for the other one, but I attached a wind spinner to the octo. But I have it hanging in my window, so I'm not gonna pick it up. I'm not gonna take it out. So if I find the clip I had done, I will insert it in here somewhere. If not, yeah, I did another octo. What else? What else? Oh, I'm gonna have to go grab one over there. I'll be right back. Okay, so Father Minion and I had to go to a wedding a couple weeks ago. Or was it a week ago? Time. Anyway, I don't like wearing dresses. I don't like dressing up. Give me like sweats and sweatshirt and cardigan and just comfy clothes all the time. So I had to go buy a dress. Because, you know, pandemic girth and all that. Plus, I think all my other dresses, I'd gotten rid of them pretty much. So I had to go buy one. And one that I ended up liking was sleeveless. Well, yeah, sleeveless. Wasn't like that sleeveless. It's, you know, strap-in sleeveless. But I needed something to cover up, so I decided to look up a quick, easy shawl, and you'll hear plates clanking. That's, you know, after school lunch. So the one by Expression Fiber Arts, Shandy, I think it's Shandy. Shandy's her name. Came up, and it was all in triple crochet, and I needed it for the next day. And you know, the idea for it came like Friday and the wedding was Saturday. No, Saturday and the wedding was Sunday. So it popped up and I'm like, oh, I've downloaded that. So I went, I got it, and it took me about 4 hours, insomnia, to do it. So I used Caron Simply Soft Party and a K-hook, I believe, a 6.5 millimeter hook. So 4 hours. I used 2 skeins of Caron Simply Soft Party, and I had enough for, you know, the fringe is supposed to be a lot thicker, but I did not have a lot left. As you can see, it doesn't go all the way because I ran out. I only had enough to go that far. So I used some of, what did I have? It's the Joann's, the big twist with the glitter. I had bought that as well. To see which one I'd rather, and this was a little too much shimmer for the dress I had. The Caron Simply Soft. I do like the Caron Simply Soft Party because the shimmer in it is more subtle. You can see it, but it's more subtle. So I just used some of the big twist to make tassels. One to help it stay down, but yeah. And I gave it a quick steam with the iron. Pinned it, and then I just steamed over it and let it dry, and it was ready for the next day. So worked out quite perfect. So that's that. Alright, I'm gonna start a pile on the floor. Alright, so that was the shawl, and I hadn't used my, and again, there's no particular order, I hadn't used my the circular machine in a while. And I actually have signed up for 3 craft fairs. There's one other one that I am contemplating, but, well, I have the application all ready to mail, but then turns out I have a wedding the day before, so I don't think I will be in any shape to do a craft fair. The next day, I may or may not change my mind, but right now it's a no. But I pulled out somebody had sent me, oh, I'm forgetting your name, I'm sorry, because you just sent it to me, but you had sent me the Yarn Bee yarn. My brain, sorry. But in there was also a cake of is it roll with it tweed? Good lord, I don't even remember. But anyway, I used it to make a couple of headbands. This is on the 40 pin. This is 90 rounds, and this is I think 85 rounds. And this one I just cinched and, you know, wrapped around in the middle, and then this one I did the closure on here. So I love the colors on this too. You get color, but it's also subtle as well. So did those two, and I need to hurry up to go back to work. Let's see. I had a hat I knitted maybe 2 years ago, and this yarn that I got from AC Moore. Has it been close more than 2 years? Maybe I had the yarn longer than that, but I knitted it 2 years ago, and the hat was too big. If I can find a picture, I'll put it in. I don't know how long ago it was, but it's just been there, and it just, the hat wasn't fitting right, so I painstakingly untwisted it, unpicked the top, and I was able to salvage the yarn, because when I do my weaving in, I go all over the place, so I wanted to make sure I didn't cut it. I found the end and I slowly took it apart, and it's more of a it's a number 5 verging on a number 6 what do you call it, roving kind of yarn. So I took it apart and I just used the 40 pin again, very strenuous on the machine, this number 5 yarn, because I was afraid I was going to break it because it was clanking quite a bit, but I was able to finish it, and I just ended up with a tube, and I decided to try to just make like a floppy toy out of it. So I don't know which side I'm going to use for the head or body, but I also need to find a yarn to make arms with, and I need to find I think I'm going to use a worsted or number 3, so it comes out smaller, but it's just, I needed to do something with the hat. It wouldn't have fit anyone. It wasn't like quote unquote male colors, I think, and it just wasn't fitting right, so I took it apart, and work in progress, I guess, more, but this part's finished. Anyway, what else am I doing? So I don't have time, pardon me, to do any, well, I shouldn't say I don't have time, for the most part, to do any large projects, but you know, when I'm on a call right now that's going long, or if I have a few minutes, I pull out, I had some, I think I'm on my last 2 skeins of Caron Simply Soft in my stash, and the regular Caron Simply Soft. I do still have a couple of the party skeins there, but I'm using it to make donation hats for the maternity ward, so I just decided to make different sizes. So this is still out of the same, I think it's the autumn red or whatever it's called, colorway. It's one of my favorite colorways because I just, you know, autumn colors. So there's that one, which is the smallest, and it's just a double crochet with a front post back post brim, and I don't usually use that anymore as my brim. I don't know why. So there's that one, and then I went up one more increase, and then another one, same thing, and I think they were all double crochets. Yep. And then this one, I just added some, what did I do? I think it's a half double crochet cross puff stitch on here. It just looks like puff stitches here, but it's actually a crossed puff stitch, just for some interest. And then for the brim, I did extended single crochet on the brim, and I hope that's focusing. I'm still fighting with this camera. So yeah, so those are the crochet ones, 4 of them to go to the donation pile. And then I love making knitted beanies with Loops and Threads Charisma. I don't know why, it just seems to work for me. So especially the stripe and tweedy ones, I love the way it comes out. So I have a few skeins there, lone, you know, single color skeins. So I don't even remember what the colorway of this one is, but I quite like it. This was gonna go in Hat Not Hate, and you know, there's like off-white and brown in there, but I think the majority is blue. But I completely forgot about the mail date, so it's just going to sit there until next year. All the blue hats, I didn't do that many, and I think I have maybe like 5 or 6 that I did. So So I made this one, and then I had a little left, so I made a little baby one, so you can see the difference in size. So this will go in donation, well, both donation, but the maternity donation, because most of the yarns that I use for the baby hats are geared towards girly colors, but I thought that one worked out pretty well. So there's that. All right, still with me? I've got fiber, as usual. Okay, there's that. Trying to stick to the list. I did also knitted. I'm trying to go through my yarn, even though I'm buying yarn, which we'll get to. Just, it is what it is, you know. Just doing a hat, knitting a hat, crocheting a hat is just like my go-to, my comfort, my easy, my palette cleanser. So, you know, when in doubt, if I have something big that I can't like easily, you know, hold on me to work or to take somewhere, you do a hat. And one day I will knit a sock, and that may be also my go-to travel thing. Ooh, speaking of, I know Katrina of Mindful Crafts and Me tagged me in a tag, and I just haven't had time for videos, so hopefully I will get to that sometime this weekend or not. I'm not sure, but I did see a video. Alright, so I knitted a couple hats. This is a Hobby Lobby yarn from last year's clearance. I don't even remember what it's called, but it's all acrylic, and I just basically knitted it up. So, quick go-to. It's a pretty large slouchy hat. Ooh, kind of goes here. But yeah, so there's that. And then this is a skein of oh, it's a British yarn. Signet? No, not Signet. Daramore? Not Daramore's. What is that name? If I remember, I'll put it on the screen. But one of the British yarns. But it's a chunky one. So again, I knitted another quick beanie. I think these took me like, I started it one day, finished the other. So that's that. Are you still with me? I know. It's not very exciting, but just figured I'd come say hi and see some feet and let you guys know what I'm doing, and so I can, one, put some things away, one, try to order, or put things in order. But who are we kidding, right? It's just a mess, and for now it's gonna be a mess. All right, I talked about the wind spinners, and hopefully if I hadn't put the clips in the beginning, I will put some in here of, I think I did, there's one, two, the one attached to the octo, and then there's a little one that I made out of embroidery thread that's hanging in the doorway there that you can't see. So I did those, and I thought it would be a good idea to make one in Christmassy colors for my December craft fair, but I'm not sure yet. It's not a done deal. Alright, the other thing is, and hold on, there may be an avalanche. Setter's cowl. What did I do with the other one? Oh no. Oh no, oh no. I'll be right back. So the camera cut off on me right when I was gonna shut it off anyway, so there we go. For August's calendar cowl, I don't think I showed you guys this one. So this is what I did. And if I still have the picture, I will show the color inspiration. But I did this. This is a feather and fan type stitch. Stitch pattern that I did, just a really close fitting cowl. And ooh, I still have a couple of ends on the inside I forgot to weave in. What was I saying? This is the yarn. I'll put it on the screen because I have it on Ravelry. It's a Hobby Lobby yarn, I think, that was gifted to me, pretty sure. And I had yes, it was one of my, the first Whippapalooza, no, that was years ago, Laplandia videos where I showed I had to frog a shawl that I had started trying to design, and I, you know, petered out. So this was the yarn from it. I have a little bit left of it. I want to say it's delish, but it's not delish. I'll put it on the screen. So this was, and I'll move over so I can show the inspo pic. So that was that for August. And for I thought I had more tails. No, so I'm pretty good at weaving in my ends. For September, I actually did it real early, and I lucked out with the yarn again. Hobby Lobby's the Dazzling, I think it's called. And don't ask me the colorways. One is a blue something, and then the other one is a basically like a rusty southwest kind of colorway. But this is it. Hold on, let me see if I can. The picture has the mountains looking kind of like that, and the yarn worked out like perfectly, and it's got the sparkles in it that you can see, and it's just a shell stitch and double crochets winged pattern, but yeah, worked out like a charm. So that is that as well. Okay, getting down to the wire on my makes, I think, 2 more, I think, finished items. So I'd shown baskets that I had made before. There was this one I showed last time, and then this one inside. I made one more of just putting all the scraps together, and I think I held 3 or 4, I forget. I think 4 worsted and like DK weight type of yarns together, and I made one more, and I love this one. It's been squished inside of the others, so it's a little misshapen. And then I also did the Japanese knot style with the small handle on one side, big on the other, and then when you close it up, closes like that, and you've got, if you have a project in there that you're holding, it's a little weighty. Like if you did this in just one strand of yarn, it'll be less weighty, but you could do that and pull your project out of that, but or just put stuff in it and you can hang it up. So that's that, and inside of it I've got scrap fabric. Speaking of fabric, thank you so much for everyone who's purchased my latest bag update. There are a few left over. It was mostly, I was doing like scrappy bags, trying to use up my scraps. And then there were a few others that sold out pretty quickly. I do have some bags I have cut. I just need to find time to sew them for another bag update sometime next month, I'm hoping. If I can get it out by the end of the month, if I get time to sew, but most likely it'll be early October. But I'll let you know if it's any sooner than that. So that's the basket, and then I think the only other, make sure I don't forget anything, my other big finished item, and I've actually started another, it's a blanket. And remember I bought the Knit Picks yarn that I had, couldn't remember why. I had a reason why I bought it, couldn't remember why. Then again, maybe I just thought I had a reason and I don't remember. But if you've been following me on Instagram, you've seen the progress. This, I jumped on a mandala style blanket crochet along that Ron Strong has, and it was an 8-week, I think the last one came out this week. It was an 8-week long project. Didn't think I would get through it because, you know, it's a blanket. Me and blankets don't get along. And you still have a half hour. Oh, we gotta go pick up the.
You forgot.
Oh. No, I did not forget.
Yeah, I mean, you said it like you did.
I did not forget.
They're both like 10 minutes away.
You're arguing with me on camera.
You can cut it out.
I won't cut it out.
Well, they're both like 10 minutes away from here, so can we leave it like 3:40?
All right, so come back and get me at 3:40. All that. He's going out with friends, and I have to go pick up said friends to drive them to where they're going. And I need to pause because I just got a work ping. Oy vey. All right, I'll be right back. Yep, so that's basically what life's been like. Interruption, no stop. It's gonna be like that until probably July of next year, so I'm just hoping to get a little reprieve in between there. But you know, gotta do what you gotta do. So as I was saying, mandala crochet along, mandala blanket crochet along. It's called a Summer Blossom Mandala Cowl from Ron Strong, and I don't know why, but I had the yarn, the Knit Picks yarn, and I couldn't remember why, so why not? And person who does not like pink, all of a sudden pink is showing up everywhere, so just go with the flow. So I'm gonna stand up. Hopefully I don't roll on anything. Oh, look at this. Now I didn't follow his color, what do you call it, pattern, like what colors to use when. I just decided I wanted to use, you know, yellows first and then go into like the pinky then reddy colors, and then I started mixing them up and doing whatever I felt like doing. So, but I will put in a picture so it shows better, but it's pretty cool. Is it 3:40 already? Oh, no. Look at this.
I don't know. We don't have to pick up anybody anymore.
Oh, they don't want to ride with me?
No, I was arguing with my friend, right? And we were getting into over who was better than the other and who's going to offer to give the ride.
Okay.
So naturally I stepped down.
Why? You gave in?
No. We're too close to Apex, because then they're going to start asking where I live, and it's going to be easy to spot.
Oh my god. Okay, goodbye. Okay.
Also, I'm going to walk there, because, you know, I don't have to give anyone a ride anymore.
All right, more power to you. Did you get all that? Okay, so as I was saying, I did my own thing. He had videos to go with each part. Each part wasn't in detail. You know, the assumption is you knew how to crochet, because, you know, if you're doing a mandala style blanket, then you kind of need to know how to do certain things. It's not for beginners unless you are very adventurous. And it's great that he had the video to go along, because I think if it was just I would have been able to do it, but I would have questioned and it would have taken a lot longer. So to see where he's putting his hook and, you know, where things go, because mandalas, you know, they look very complicated and overall they're not. It's sometimes where to put the hook and what stitch they mean can be a little daunting, so it was good. So I followed him up till here. And the edging that he wanted, I did not like. It is scallops, and I'm not, like, this scallop I can deal with, but his scallops were huge. Bye, have fun. They were huge. And not only were they huge, they were heavy, because there were a lot of back post stitches and such there, and they were just, to me, it would have just weighed down the blanket. It was too big. It wasn't my thing. I made one, and I told myself, you know, I know I didn't like it. I told myself, all right, just do the other one. I couldn't. I had to rip it out. So I decided to just do whatever. So I did whatever here, and then there was a tutorial I saw on YouTube where I kind of liked her edging. So this part in here is her edging. If I remember, I'll put the link to that video. It's another round blanket that she did like this, but I liked her edging, and yeah, it worked out. She had picots on every scallop. I didn't like that. It was a little too fussy for me. I'm okay with picots, but not overly picoed, if that's a thing. So yeah, I quite like how the edging turned out, the picot. And again, the color choices were all my own. Basically, well, not all my own as if I invented it, but I didn't follow his sequence, is the word I was looking for. I just went with what I had and what I felt needed to go where, and I made a blanket. And it goes from my feet to the boob, so when you sit down you get pretty good coverage. But I'm going to be an auntie again come December, and her colors are pink and yellow, and thankfully, boom, I don't have to rush to do anything. This didn't have a home. I was just falling into the mandala, the cowl, and it worked out like a charm, and I'm super psyched about that. still have a lot of the yarn. This surprisingly did not take as much yarn as I thought it would. I used 1 skein of the Just Peachy, the cherry speckle, the rosebud speckle, and then two and a half skeins of the pink, which is blush, and then one of the 3 or 4 other colors that whatever the other colors in, I just used 1 skein. So I still have quite a bit of the yarns there, and I am going to maybe try another blanket, maybe not. We'll see. If I can't sleep, then, you know, the yarn's there. Alright, Minion 2 is just back from the gym, so we're just gonna have distractions all day. Yes, life is just awesome right now. It is awesome. You know, there's a lot going on, so it's coming out as if I'm complaining, but no, it's just, it's awesome. They're there, they're about, they're doing whatever. We're still kicking, and it's just a lot going on all at once. And there goes Minion 2 walking to meet his friends. So life is good. It's Friday, it's TGIF, thank God. Even though I still have to work though. At the end of the day, tomorrow, the whole weekend. Alright. That is it for finished items. This is going to be a little bit of a long video. Alright. I wanted to note that I got to wear my other wearables. The blue shirt that I did, I said that I had taken in the neck a little. After wearing it a couple of times, I'm going to need to go back and take in the neck a little more. It stretched a bit and it was falling. See, this is, I like this here. And the plain Jane, her version had a lower neckline, not for me. So I brought mine up a little higher, but for that other jumper, it's called the short sleeve jumper, I'm gonna need to adjust the neck and bring it in so it doesn't fall off, because one side tends to fall off a little more. So yeah, me and wearables, who knew? Maybe I'll decide what I need to do. Never known how to be quiet, oh my God. Anyway, so that's that. Where are we? Whips. Let's see, I talked about the bags. I frogged my Hotel of Bees, and I have the two, my original Hotel of Bees, the one with the yarn I didn't like. I frogged that, so the yarns are up there. I didn't wash it to unkink it, but I did, I caked them back up, and then I attached them back. I hope you didn't hear that. I attached them back to Life for Boys.
Did they hear that?
Yes, probably. I don't know. I heard it, so who knows? What was I saying? I caked them up, and then I hanked them back up. So normally you put the hank on the Swift, and then you cake it. Well, I caked it from the project, and then from the cake I put it back on the Swift so that I can hank it back, because word is you're not supposed to cake your yarn up unless you're ready to use it because of the stress it puts on it, which is why you leave it in the hanks. So even though I put mine back in the hanks, it's still kinked from the original project, but I don't really care, because one of the yarns I don't really care for. I'll find something to do with it, and then the other one, no big loss. So there's that. So the whips, I am still doing the this is the last of the red of the Karen Simply Soft that I'm using, and it's called Autumn Red. So it's a lovely, brighter on camera, but it is a lovely autumny red. And I decided to knit a little baby hat, and God, it takes so long. But I just did, I didn't even change, oh, hang on. I need to remind myself to talk about these needles. I didn't change the size, I just went straight up, because I figured you need the stretch to get the hat on the baby's head. So I did, I think, 3 rows of the ribbing, and then I'm just knitting until I should start to decrease in maybe another inch or 2. Because if it's longer, it can be flipped up, and as they grow, flip back down. So these needles are did I save the wrapper? Of course not. These are the Prem needles that have that ball on the end, and I don't mind it because I do a lot of pushing with my fingers. I have not gotten to the point where, you know, I watch so many people knit, because you remember I said I'm obsessed with the way people hold their yarns, hold their hooks, how they knit, how they crochet. I spend half my time watching people's hands and their movements than the tutorials sometimes. But regular needles, I push a lot, so this is not as painful or irritating as the metal ones. And the cord does not kink. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Hold on, I'm doing magic loop and I just lost my, okay, back. The cord doesn't kink as much as those the Knit Picks ones that just, you know, kink the life out of me. It's just, it's so irritating. You spend half your time unkinking the yarn or unkinking the needle when you're using those. So, which is why we all like the Chiaogu without the or the Chiagu, however you say it, without the memory. So these have a little bit of memory, but they're not as bothersome. So, and it's nice and thin. It's a little easier to slide things off around, so not bad. I don't mind it at all. I did buy this one off Amazon, but I did see it at Michael's, I believe. So if you want to give it a try. And I am still working on, I had a couple of the Lina shawl and the Sierra Madre shawl I've been working on. I actually picked them both up last night for the first time in like months, and I added a few rows to those, but it's slow going. But yeah, I think that's that. So that's what I'm doing for that whip. And then I am still working on my mindfulness. If you'd followed me on Instagram, you'd seen where I showed a little frogging party I had, because I messed up and it was like, what, 3 rows down. Oh my God. Like I said, this is not a, once you get going on a row, maybe you can watch TV, but you really have to pay attention and make sure you're going where you're supposed to go. And you know, mine kind of looks like maybe I went off a little on a row, but at this point I'm not going to rip back anywhere. We'll make it work. We'll Tim gun it. But this is where I am. I think when I got to here, I had to frog back all of this yellow section and one of this because I had messed up. So I'm back to there, and it is super slow going because, you know, fingering weight yarn, 3.5, is that what I'm using? Yep, a 3.5, an E. It's my hook minder. So it's slow going. I haven't worked on it in maybe a week and a half, 2 weeks. I haven't, because I've been doing the blankets and other things, but it's still there. It's my no rush project because, you know, it's fingering and it's not going to be rushed. So that's that. I think, oh, I forgot to show a couple of finished items. So I have a whip no more. I have a list, and the last time I had counted before this Whiplandia session, it's so loud, I think I was at like 20, this is still damp, 23 whips, and I've crossed off quite a few on there, but this one was from 2019. This was the Stash of Shells. I'd mentioned it before. It was a cowl from 2019 that I started, and I think it was like when the 3rd clue came out, I didn't keep up, and then, you know, it got put to the side. Plus the yarn stank. It was yarn I got on clearance. It was Patton's Classic Wool DK. I got a clearance from Michael's, you know, way back when. I think I had it maybe at least a year before the cowl. And so I decided, perfect opportunity to use it. The colors, the red in here, definitely my colors. But the rest of it, no. You purple lovers, not my thing. So it's a rectangular shawl that starts as, it looks like it's going to be a triangular shawl. It starts with 1 and then it grows, but then you decrease on one side and just increase on another. So it ends up becoming a triangular, very long wrap. And because I wanted to use up the yarn, I decided to just keep going till I use up most. I ended up stopping because after blocking this, one, it needed to be washed. Normally, if it was just for me and I was finished and it was a yarn that I was okay with, I wouldn't have blocked it. I would just, you know, use it as is. Because It's long and triangular. It's basically, it's going to be a scarf. But this has like lacy work to it, so it's going to need to be, I got a snag, need to be blocked. It ends up being 8 feet long. Yep, 8 feet long, and I blocked it out to 18 inches wide. So I just posted it on Instagram. I will put in a picture, but the blocking, I don't often block, but it's quite glorious when you do block and you see the true detail of something. It's just, if this was a gorgeous yarn or soft wearable yarn or next to skin yarn, it would be beautiful. Yeah, it would be beautiful. And I can almost see myself taking this stitch pattern and this one. So this was shell number 1, this was the open shell, and shell number 1 I think it's called. There are 3 shell patterns and then an open shell pattern, or is it 2? Anyway, just doing like the way it started, continuing that way, and you can make a triangular shawl out of it and it would be quite lovely. But I don't like this yarn, at least not for wearable, next to skin wearable. Patton's Classic Wool. But the drape after blocking, it's still a little damp. It's overcast, it's cloudy. I did this last night. It was lying on the floor all night and it's still a little damp, so I think it needs another day. So I'm just gonna put it in 2 and hang it back up to finish drying. But can you imagine if this was like a gorgeous yarn? Oh, I'm at 17 minutes. It's probably gonna kick off on me, so. But yeah, it's done from 2019, so 2 years. Whip no more. Oops. So that's that. I will put it back up to dry. And then the other thing I have, it's non-yarny related. Well, 99% non-yarny. Because it's fall coming up and everyone's doing all of a sudden pumpkins. But not just yarny pumpkins, but fabric pumpkins are popping up all over my Facebook feed. So I decided to give it a go. It's pretty simple enough. And Father Minion had this pullover that he wasn't wearing anymore. So I'm like, let me have that. This one I tied with some of the Dazzling from Yarn Bee, and this is that sparkly yarn I use for the eyelash on the Octo. It's a very rough chain-like yarn, so this is the perfect thing for it. So it's a brown shirt that he had pullover. This is the 5% yarny. I crocheted a pumpkin leaf, and it's got ribbon that I had sitting there, and it's sparkly and brown and perfect for that. So works out. Went to the yard, got some sticks, washed them, hot glue them in. So yeah, fall decor, easy. You know, I think the hardest part is pulling the needle through and doing all of that, the tying up, because the needle gets stuck in the bunched up fabric. So can't beat that. Can't beat that. All right, my last whip. 18 minutes and it hasn't kicked off. That's weird. When I first got the camera, it was shutting off at 24 minutes. Then it just started at like 16 plus minutes. And now I'm at 19 and it hasn't shut off. Very weird. All right, my last whip, I think. Yep, I think that's it. Oh wait, then I gotta show you all the yarn I bought. My last whip. So again, we all have a lot of yarn. So a friend of mine, my yarny friend in real life here, we decided to try to use up stash and do a little crochet along between the two of us. And first we were going to pick our own patterns and just, you know, keep each other on track. And then my bucket list was one of the Frank O'Randall's, one of his patterns, his mandalas. So Galaxy of Change it is. And right now we're doing the mini. I do have the full pattern, so I can keep going if I need to, but so far this is I think 2 nights of work I've done. Galaxy of Change in Blues. This yarn is, I had said that I only had like 1 skein left of AC Moore, the Nicole yarn. Turns out I have a whole bag full of it because I had bought it to make a blanket for my mom and never got around to it, and then realized she would never use it anyway, so it's just been sitting there, and I'm like, perfect. The blues. This turquoise is just bringing it to life for me because the rest of it is quite ho-hum, but it pops it. And yeah, I think 2 nights or 2 sessions working on it. Not bad. So I've used all the, it calls for 7 colors, and I've used them all, and now it's just deciding, I don't know if I'll follow his color scheme or just change it as I go along, as I tend to do, but not bad. Not bad at all. So yeah, that is my current big my big whip crochet along, unofficial crochet along. Yeah. Alright, let me get the yarn while he's extra busy or extra loud. Oh, 2 other things I'm doing. I've made some of my, I think I showed these, my Victrina beanie. I don't know if I showed this one. This is just 1 lone skein that I've had there of Thick and Quick, and I made 1 out of that, used the rest for the pom-pom. And then I'm adding, these are ones I'd shown, I think I made these on vacation, so I'm just finally adding the Faux Fur Pom-Pom. I do have a tutorial on how I do my Faux Fur Pom-Pom. Yeah, focusing. But, yeah. So that's just one of them. I have like, I think, 2 different, nope, I don't have any on here. I have 2 different fabrics left. This one, which has a pink tinge to it. Doesn't look so, but it does. And then so I'm adding pom-pom to those for the craft fairs. I have a craft fair October 2nd, November right after Thanksgiving, and then early December. So those are the 3. The other thing, I wanted a way to display the headbands that I'm doing on the circular machine. And Kim, Miss Classy Kim, hey Kim, suggested, I'd seen them on not Facebook, Etsy, and I don't know why I hadn't thought of it, but there are a lot of people who sell templates, and I guess you print them on cardstock or harder paper, and I didn't have that, so I just printed it on regular paper, and then I had some cardboard around, so I cut it out and, glued it to the cardboard. So that's how they're held together in the back by just some pins and clips right now to see how they look. I'm actually having this done on wood. The guy I use for my some of my name tags, my product tags, and my my suede labels. Excuse me. He's doing it. When they do that, they need an image, then there's setup fee for them to set it up initially and whatever they charge. And I was fine with it. It would be a one-time charge, and I'd have the wood for a while. And when I went to check out, the shipping was more than half of what the cost of it was, and I was like, that was a shock. I guess because the one he's doing, I needed it a certain width so it'll hold on to the headbands, and in order for it to be that size wide, it ends up being 16 inches long, which is good. It'll be tall enough that it can be seen, but the shipping was you know how we are, we like a free shipping, and yeah, that was ouch. So yarn, let me pause before this cuts off and I'll be right back. So yarn, I'm trying to stay out of the big box stores because when I go in there and there's a clearance sale, there's difficulty in resisting a good bargain. I admit that. But being busy at work and being tied to my desk and being having insomnia right now and just life stress, seem to have been buying online you know, the pretty yarns that you see when you're scrolling on Instagram and you're like, oh, that color is just, you know, me in color. So, well, this one I wanted to support. Dyer of color. I'm trying to have at least a skein from as many of them as possible, but you know, in stages. But the color of this one just caught my eye, like, and this is from, no idea what he's doing, Mitchell's Creations. Tara is her name. She's out of Louisiana. Thankfully she's okay after, you know, the weather, Ida and everything. But look at this. I mean, come on. I mean, can you blame me? And yes, it really is that gorgeous. Maybe a tinge brighter on the camera, but yes, it's, I mean, you know, you would think a elephant was going through the kitchen the way he, but look. Now, the only downside is, it's had to have been a late night purchase because it's fingering. Maybe I thought I will just put them together and make one, you know, make a hat or something. I don't know, but good gracious Lord. It's thinner than this. This is supposed to be fingering. Is it? This Hobby Lobby yarn is a #1, but this is way thinner. But, I mean, would you be able to resist? Look at that. It's just, this is her. This is her card. Oh. Sorry, not sorry at all. At all. So yeah, I had to go get it out because I had actually put it away already. So this is what I did with the Hotel of Bees that I had to, that I frogged. Definitely brighter on camera. This is more brown than burnt orange looking on screen. And this is a charcoal, it looks black. But yeah, that's, I caked and skeined, so you can probably still see the crinkly. Come on. Yeah, I just recaked it the way it was, so that's that. So now I can put those back. Now, this was not a purchase, but this was a swap, excuse me. Tracy, hey Tracy, from Crochet Rossetti did a video and she was showing the yarn that she dyed and then over dyed it, and I'm like, oh, it just caught me. And again, this is more in the pinky purple range, which is not usually my thing, but there are other colors. This just, the conglomerate of colors in here is just it's beautiful. And if you see me glistening, heat flash, hot flashes, it's just, it's been torturous this time around. Before I felt it creeping up, you know, and I was ready to, I was able to prepare for it. Now it just shows up and all of a sudden I'm boiling hot and it's just, oh. Serenity. So yeah, this is, yeah, a little brighter on camera, but now she put these gorgeous little ball stitch markers on. Hopefully it's showing. But gorgeousness, and I think they're a DK, she said. They worsted? I don't remember. Let me know, Tracy, if they were worsted. I think they're DK, but they called my name, and then right here with the goldy folly mix in here. And then of course she sent me a what's her name? Chevy Rail calls ball sacks. But a little sleeve. I gotta figure out how to make these. They don't look difficult. You just have to buy the right fabric. It's from Knitting Notions. So it's a little skein hole, a little cake holder. So she sent me one of those. I'm like the worst gift giver. My brain is very practical. You need this? Boom. There's that. And then I never remember the little extras that you put in stuff. So, and then she sent me the stitch markers, the closing ones. I have a ton of those and the little circular ones I showed are my favorites, even though I have a ton of stitch markers. But yeah, I go towards these more often because they're more practical. All right, next up, this is my second time purchasing from Christina of Brujeria Lana, and this is El Diablo and watermelon jelly. Yep. This screams, could be like summer, you know, the red heat of summer, but also it can work for fall. And then this is spring, summer, whenever. What am I doing with it? I have no idea. They don't really go together, but I don't care because I wanted it. That's all that matters right now, you know. All right, I think one more set. Hold on, where's my notes to make sure? I got 1, 2, 3. Tracy, Tara, yep. All right, 2 more actually. I just had it in one bag. So I ordered from NAIMA Bond, and she is Sister Anant's yarn. She's NAIMA Bond on come on you. She's NAIMA Bond on Instagram. And where are you focusing that you're not focusing on here? Really? There you go. So that is her yarn line, pardon me. And I'm losing light big time because it's just dreary out. It's not raining now. We've had downpours, but I bought the Fireworks at Midnight from her, and I have the 2 skeins, and she had minis. And I think when she was dyeing them, she made a mistake and just did the fireworks part, and then she decided to, I think, carry it now. So, oh my god. It's just absolutely gorgeous. Hold on. So basically, these are the Fireworks at Midnight, you know, the midnight part and fireworks. And then this is just the fireworks, but a little mini set. I have no clue what to do with mini set. And these are DK minis. And they are, oops, all fireworks is what it's called. And it's approximately 49 yards merino wool. It's superwash merino. But I get myself in such trouble just by the colors just pull me in. Alright, and then my last support, and I probably won't be able to get it all out. I ordered from BzyPeach. It's her card, and she does these. I've yet to catch one, but she does Saturday shenanigan videos on Instagram. I wish she would do a YouTube channel and put it on there. But she dyes mainly cotton yarns. Not mainly, she dyes cotton yarns, and I think she's added a few different bases like tencel or something, but she's basically cotton yarn. But she had a oh good lord, I forget what it's called because I don't have my receipt with me, but basically it's a skin tone set. And I'm like, ooh, I wanted to make an Emaneko in cotton, and I wonder if I can, what I can do with that. But yeah, these are all the colors of her cotton yarn. I don't usually work with cotton, not on a regular type basis, only if it's something that calls for cotton, but that's that. Now, I need to go on a pause, as I said, but what did I do just today? Well, again, it's support. I want to have something from particular dyers of color, so I ordered. I wanted this for the longest time to order from her, and I haven't, but I bit the bullet. She has a vintage vehicle line that she just put out, a collection, not a line, a collection. This is Essence of Autumn. Her colorways just speak to me. They are autumn, of course. I think that's her, like her favorite season and color scheme, and they are rich, and well, they present rich on camera, I just hope they are in real life when they do come. It's a pre-order that I did. I ordered 3 skeins, spent way too much money than I should have. Whole other story. But I'll put a link to it. She's been, you know, previewing it on Instagram, but it's just, it speaks to me, and I love her color aesthetics. It's just, it's fall, it's what's the word? It's saturated, and it's just, I love it. And I bought it because I wanted to for like a few years now, and I haven't, and now I did, so no regrets. Just needing to find somewhere to put it. All right, this is gonna be so super long and gonna take me forever to edit. So the other thing I'm gonna do at some point, Pam did this, and I wanted to do this, somebody else had done it, and I wanted to do it for a while, completely forgot about it, and then Pam did it, and then I may. But as I am going through Whiplandia and clearing bags and just finding bags that were where they shouldn't have been, and I have a lot of bags. I have bags I've made, I have a lot of bags I've purchased, I have bags I've used from other, like Bath and Body Works, those little bags that you can fold up to nothing. When you buy sheets and they come in those sacks, I can look at one there that I, you know, Minions bed sheets, I took the little thing and I'm like, oh, perfect project bag. I've got stuff in one over there. I've just got project bags all over the place, and I need to corral and I need to make sense of Whiplandia. So this is a bag of bags. There are a lot of bags in here because a lot of them are folded and squished, and when I really get full, I have a couple other bags that have semi bags in here. Maybe I'll do a bag parade, but bag of bags I'm going through. What is giving me joy, though, even though I showed it, this is one of the bags I made, one of the updates I have a couple updates ago, and I saved some of this yellow, this is me color, and I've actually quite enjoyed walking around with that one. So yeah, that is it for now. Next video will probably be that tag if I get a chance, and another Whiplandia, because, you know, I finished a whip. That feels so good. I frogged the Hotel of Bees. Maybe I will give the other Hotel of Bees a chance to, if I can figure out where it was, to finish it off, because I think I'm too close to actually frog that. We shall see. But I need to do another Whiplandia to go through stuff and find some time to sew some of this fabric that's there. So I'm gonna reheat my tea, go back to work and see if I've ignored anybody, because I went a little over in my recording. And Mandala ombre, the one thing I will say, because it's not tightly spun, it can get snagged easily, but I've got one right here, and if you can see it, hold on, got a snag right there. That's more carelessness, but just be aware. But it feels great on. I just wish I hadn't gone so extra. But that is all. I hope you guys have a great weekend. I hope it's dry where it needs to be dry and wet where it needs to be wet, wherever you are. Oh, we're getting, it's just so depressing in fall. I know Allie of Little Drops of Wonderful, you're just all happy as can be because of fall's here. She doesn't do well with the heat. We're quite opposite. And oh, and she just got chickens. If you guys haven't checked her out, they have chickens now. So yeah, that is it for me. It's been a while. It might be a little while, other than those small videos here and there. Oh, one other thing, the Deborah for the what do you call it? For the cardigan, Stars Hollow cardigan, never contacted me. My second winner did. So I will try to remember to do a redraw real quick and post that and put that out there. But other than that, I need to go back to work. And I will talk to you guys later. Thanks for spending some time with me. You can tell the brain gets going. And somebody's getting louder and louder, so I gotta go. Have a good weekend. Bye, guys.